So, how do you know the people you're queuing up with are real? And no, I'm not talking about your Discord mommy or your unchecked schizophrenia, but the thousands of randoms you encounter every day. How many of them do you think are actually human? It's a question so insane it feels stupid to even ask. Like, Brad, of course I want to know a bot when I see one, you stupid handsome little idiot. Bots are famously bad at games and even worse at mimicking humans. I've seen TF2. I know a bot when I see one. And I was completely with that train of thought until an incident happened earlier this year. You see, when I was playing Multiverses on re-release, something funny happened. I queued up for a public match, locked in on Tom and Jerry, and I was ready to completely ruin somebody's day, and after matchmaking into a lobby, I popped off. Every move was hitting, the connection felt great, and sure, after the second rematch, I thought, yeah, maybe I'm dogging on a toddler or a 45-year-old who just got off a 9-hour shift at work right now, but since they kept rematching, yeah, I'm gonna put my balls in your jaw. It felt great. Until in the third game, this happened. Like, look at, no, look at them. They're not fighting. But like, look at, they're just running at each other. Oh my God, it's a bot lobby. Yes, despite connecting through matchmaking, having no markers, no bot tags or anything, the game connected me into a lobby against a bunch of dumb AI. And by now, this is an oddly familiar concept, especially if you've played one of the biggest games out there, Fortnite. Early matches feel easy, almost too easy until you realize, oh, yeah, I'm just fighting bots. You can tell by their stiff movements, weird drop times, and odd usernames that usually give it away, but guys, when did we start playing against robots and when did we become okay with it? Because while it might not seem harmless, especially in the case when they're just intentionally dumb AI, but the very fact that they are being included in the online matchmaking experience, being thrown into your lobbies without your choice, input, or ability to opt out of playing against them presents not only an existential crisis to online gaming as a whole, but to the very integrity and spirit of online games themselves. And before you say it, no, I'm not crazy. I just like this hat. Now, before I go all dead internet theory on you guys, because I hate that I've come to this conclusion, I'm not trying to say that every lobby you join is entirely fake.
How do I know which one is the real dad? What?
To quote Nakey Jakey, gamers gonna game. But it's when you look at where multiplayer gaming and AAA development is headed along with AI, well, you might be surprised just how capable today's bots can be. Multiplayer bots, as most of us have known them, have been used in online games for a while now, and well, I think most of us view them as pretty stupid. Their use is limited to stuff like replacing a missing teammate until the next one joins, offering a pretty easy offline mode, and in some cases, completely decimating you with hack-like levels of skill. But more often than not, most of us view bots in multiplayer games as a dumb novelty more than anything else, and there's no way they could disguise themselves as another player without me noticing them because, duh. But the reality of the situation is a lot more scary because one, these bots were often programmed to be dumb or just dumbed down versions of really good bots, and two, bots have been competing and beating humans at games since forever. And the craziest part is, it's only getting easier for them to do. Not long ago, chess was a game people thought was impossible for a robot to solve. I mean, it's a game built on centuries of human strategy, and winning requires a level of adaptability that robotic thinking just didn't seem capable of. The game just seemed too freeform and human for a robot to ever triumph against man. And yet, in 1956, Maniac was the first computer to beat a chess novice, and in 1997, IMB Deep Blue became the first computer to beat a reigning world champion, and in 2024, I can log in at chess.com and finally beat the Ludwig allegations and become your new favorite white guy. Fuck! Yeah, it's safe to say in competition, robots have beaten the game of chess, and a lot of this was made possible by this fancy thing called machine learning. And while I'm no longer pursuing an engineering degree because one, I lack the passion for it, and two, I think conceptually it's pretty easy to understand. Basically, instead of programming a bot to make decisions based on handmade rules and some data given to it, machine learning, well, lets the machine learn. Anytime a machine learning bot plays the game, it learns that data, what went right, what went wrong, and then tries again, which to me is already an oddly human trait, but then it becomes completely unfair when it can simulate and perfect its play styles in 30 years of playing that are just simulated in like a day. Yeah, we've given the androids the hyperbolic time chamber. Good job, guys. And it's with this technology that the rule of bots has become pretty simple. It's not a matter of if a robot can beat you at a game, but a question of when it'll happen. And despite their seemingly completely freeform nature, video games are no exception to that rule. Rocket League is a game for car dudes who don't want to buy FIFA, and it's about as freeform as a game could get. Sure, the goal is to simply get that ball into that net while stopping it from going into that one, while making sure to spam nice shot whenever the enemy whiffs the easiest shot in the world. I don't like who this game turns me into, but it's also a game with even more possibilities and inputs than chess. Instead of just having to strategize the possibilities of what piece to put where, in Rocket League you have to think about where the ball is, where the the enemy is, how far you'll hit the ball, whether you should get boost now, how much of it to use, what angle to flick, when to fall back or full send on that ball. And that's just the ground game. We're not even talking about aerials because I can't get footage for that because I've just refused to learn how to do it since 2017 because I don't want to hand in my virginity card. The point is, Rocket League is an incredibly dynamic and decision-heavy game, and the very idea that a bot could compete with real-world players in this type of setting seemed insane. But thanks to a community of programmers called RL Bots, well, it might be easier to just show you. It's just a robot. What's he gonna do? Okay. Oh, no, see, the beginner's luck. Oh my god, he spams chat. No.
Oh, here he goes.
Ooh. Yeah, fuck you. No, okay.
What is saying?
He keeps hitting me in the dick. Why does he keep hitting me in the dick? Wait, no.
It was just set up.
He meant for that to happen. I said we won. Oh no.
The perfect dribble.
He doesn't have thoughts and he's getting under my fucking skin. A glimmer of hope. Oh!
That is so toxic.
No.
That is so toxic.
No. Oh. No, I'm done. It was playing against one of these bots firsthand that made me rethink every interaction I've had in Rocket League. I mean, if a bot can be this good or better, how can I trust anything is real? In fact, over the past 3 years, botted accounts have flooded not only Rocket League's regular matchmaking, but also ranked games. And the craziest part is how easily these stupid little assholes can be to set up. All it takes is 2 clicks and, well, you can just pass it the controller. Now, it's important to clarify that these bots aren't part of the game's intended features and aren't endorsed by Rocket League's developers. They've made several attempts to try to ban them and fix this issue, but like chess, I don't think anybody expected bots to be able to reach this level so soon, if at all. But now, with their existence, Rocket League's competitive scene is suffering, with players boosting accounts overnight and witch hunts with accusations of botting, as if we're in the fucking Commonwealth and there's synths about. Who the fuck are you?
I'm you, Bradley.
Why are you in my house? No! And sure, maybe the top 5% of players can spot a bot's perfect movements and inhuman timing, but unless you know this technology exists and can pick up on the missing human subtleties of some of these bots, because when you slow it down, everything is just too accurate here. But if you were to connect to a game and randomly encounter one of these bots, could you say you would really ever know? Because I don't think I could blame anyone for mistaking this dickhead as a human being.
What a save, what a save.
Fuck off! Seriously, I can't believe I treated people like this. Did I just discover empathy? Now, of course, Rocket League is only one example of a bot kinda being able to blend in amongst players, but that doesn't mean they can in every game, right? I mean, one of the biggest reasons Fortnite bots stick out so much is not only their just intentional lack of skill, because oh my god, but their body language is just too stiff and weird to be human. You see, the reason bots stick out isn't just because they're good or bad at games, but it's because the fact that more often than not, they don't move around the game world like a human would. We are incredibly expressive and individualized creatures just by the fact that we're human. We can all do the same task of walking or running, but it's the way we do it, the gait we take, how big of steps, etc., that are all fundamentally different. And that only carries over into the gaming world. When we play games, we manage to be incredibly emotive, and no, I'm not talking about the fucking gritty. Whether it's how we move our camera around, saying hello in the middle of a match, or just simply taunting a fool, humans play games expressively. And sure, some games are more expressive than others. It would be a lot easier for a bot to pass off in a fighting game than say something first person like Minecraft or CSGO, where everyone has their own unique way of moving around the world. And it's a subtlety you pick up without even realizing it. When your friend switches to his trackpad, you notice. And this only extends in the direction of bots. As human beings, we are naturally great at noticing when something tries to mimic us, but falls short into the uncanny valley. And even if these bots are initially trained on human data, when they're programmed just for efficiency and to beat the game, they lose any trace of that humanity. The aim becomes snappy, the reaction time's just too perfect, and well, in a game like Rocket League with limited social features and only car movements and a preset chat, of course it's easy for a bot to blend in here, but for something like a shooter or any of these games that I play, no way a bot could do that. Oh, I swore I'd never talk about you on this channel again. Why won't you leave me alone? All right, at this point, Halo Infinite is a bit of a recurring villain on this channel. I know, I'm sorry, I won't talk about it after this video. The rent in my head for this waste of potential and hard drive space will be charged, but unironically, the one thing this game did incredibly right outside of, you know, the grapple, was the insane intelligence of its multiplayer bots. And that might sound crazy because a lot of you probably haven't even heard of this because they really didn't flex how cool some of these bots were in any of the marketing material or anything for this game because, well, clearly 343 was just kind of steering the ship blind at this point. But You see that gameplay you're watching on the screen right now? I got a little secret for you. That's been a bot the whole time. The idea of creating bots that can handle the complexity of Halo's multiplayer alone is just an insane task in itself. While chess and Rocket League were cute little itty-bitty trading wheels, Halo Infinite's the goddamn crotch rocket. In just the first 30 seconds of gameplay, players make countless micro-level decisions like which door to take. Do I take this fight? Which direction do I strafe? Should I pick up this gun or should I wait around this corner? Where do I take this flag? Should I drop it and fight or should I run away? Games like Halo Infinite are a web of split-second decisions that you might not even realize you make. And when you have a goal to make a bot that is able to play the game, kick ass, and feel real,
Honor. Coming, Lieutenant.
the bot needs to be able to not only distinguish those events are happening, but make the right decisions often enough to win that gunfight, capture that flag, and maybe even win the game. And so many other games have tried multiplayer bots before, and well, we've seen them and we know that they're kind of shit. They just don't think about any of these decisions. Most FPF games simplify bots with a basic aimbot, minimal movement, and then give them lower difficulty settings by just reducing reaction times and accuracy, and boom, there you go, we're done. Moving on to the next thing. But Halo Infinite took a vastly more human approach. Instead of taking the less immersive approach and just sending bots blindly into the machine learning time chamber of get good like we saw with Rocket League and chess, every aspect of Halo Infinite's bots were designed not only to emulate humans' playstyle and movement, but as that difficulty increased, they were designed as if there was a player at their skill level behind all of the decisions they make. Basically, all of these bots just have 5 major confidence levels of knowing how to strafe, aim, use a grenade, when to melee, or whether or not to get the fuck out or fight for your life. Obviously, gross oversimplification. If you guys want to watch a full talk about this, please, linked below. It's really interesting. But by and large, Halo is just these 5 skills executed simultaneously. A level 1 bot is a player who's learning what the buttons do. They don't know much about objectives, they don't know much about picking up guns, they don't even throw grenades, but as you're watching this gameplay, notice how the bot is aiming. It's not just randomly missing and then hitting you for 20% of the time, but you see all that overshooting in its aim? That's how bad controller players aim. This is almost exactly what it looks like when I hand my girlfriend the controller. And as the difficulty goes up on these bots, so do all these subtle nuances. Level 2 players know to go for headshots. Level 3s will strafe, pick up better guns, and by level 4, oh, level 4. Guys, if you're not impressed by the subtlety of this gameplay you're seeing right now, this is crazy, because not only does he track the enemy he's fighting, sees him run away, throws a grenade, and then hits the nastiest flick you've ever seen in your life. And it's not like he just snapped to his head. He aims like a person and just follows through with the aim. And that's not even mentioning the fact that he knew to pick up this gun, is tracking while making micro adjustments instead of just locking on, and knew that now is a good time to throw that grenade. He even uses his movement to aim, not the mouse. They even know how to teabag. No way he's actually about to... Why? What did I do to these bots to deserve this? These bots are just incredible. Like watching any of this footage on screen, there are so many examples of subtle human expression that are just happening in the bot's play. And if you're still thinking, oh wow, that's really cool, but I'd be able to tell these are bots from a mile away, you might not, because 3 of those clips are human. And sure, some of you are probably thinking, yeah, I definitely still can tell the difference between these two. Well, that's cope, because these are the human ones, not these ones. And don't believe me? Good, because this game shit doesn't let you record bot lobbies, and I didn't realize that till after I wrote this bit. Either way, you couldn't tell. These bots play better than a sizable chunk of the random teammates I've had in games over the years, and sure, they definitely have their moments of shame, but look, as someone who's, to my own harm here, very good at this game, I would gladly take a Spartan difficulty bot than I would taking most randoms, and that's fucking crazy, because that's not a real person, unless Microsoft's doing the Amazon thing and it's just like an Indian kid who's really good at Halo. That'd be kind of funny, actually. Now, thankfully, 343 decided to mark its bots with a 343 tag, so there's no confusion or dead internet theory going on in Halo Infinite aside from, you know, the dead lobbies. Yet, when you acknowledge that we currently live in a world where you can not only train bots at any game imaginable from Rocket League to Halo, then have them not only be able to succeed in those games, but compete with players while also completely blending in with them, well, it might make you a bit more disturbed to find out just how many developers are trying to do exactly that. The year is 2015 and trendy IO games are bursting onto the scene. We got all your favorites: Gar.io, Deep.io, Mope.io, Brutal.io, Krunker.io, Slither.io. There are too many EIEIOs. But by 2016 and 2017, these games were starting to have a problem because nobody was playing this shit. The fad was waning out, and well, the developers faced a problem. As lobbies began shrinking, there were less and less people in game. As there were less and less people in game, well, less people wanted to play because where is everybody? And then spiral, boom! Your game is suddenly dead. So bots seem like the easiest solution. It works on consoles, so of course we'll just put some bots in. When players connect, we'll kick the bots, and by and large, The strategy worked. People kept playing IO games, and if you've played Agari IO or Slither IO or Crunker IO, which is objectively the best one, you might not notice anything's really amiss. But if I could just let you in on a teensy-weensy little secret, they're all fake. The issue with the bot strategy for IO games is that someone along the lines asked the question, wait, if I can make the bots good enough so the player can't tell anyway, do I even have to waste all that money and time to make a multiplayer game? I can make like 5 of these then and just throw ads on them on the App Store. There's no way it could be that easy, right? Oh, if only it wasn't so easy. The second IO games came to mobile, every game started doing this approach. In fact, every multiplayer game on mobile is probably fake. Shocker. Everyone's favorite platform, which has definitely not expedited any horrible trends in the gaming industry, might have started another one. I am so surprised. Well, at least I got Balatro. But as we know, from 2017 on, the mobile gaming market just balloons. And with that, catches the attention of some pretty familiar faces in these motherfuckers. Now, I can't tell if it was PUBG Mobile, COD Mobile, or Fortnite Mobile that decided to implement the whole IO fake lobby thing, but you know, they all ended up doing it, so I guess this is a thing now. Brace yourselves, because we're in the dead internet theory part of the video. Oh yeah. In 2024, unmarked bots aren't just in public matchmaking for COD Mobile, PUBG Mobile, and Fortnite Mobile. They've been confirmed in the full version of Fortnite, and while Activision has denied using bots in its main multiplayer versions of Call of Duty, they also claimed MW2 was supposed to be a 2-year COD, and there's some pretty solid evidence suggesting otherwise, so let's just take that denial with a little bit of grain of salt as we move forward, because what the fuck is going on? Now, obviously, Fortnite's bots are not the incredibly skilled Rocket League machines or come anywhere close to seeming as human as Galo's Shitfinite's bots, but I think that's largely because they're not designed to be yet, because the intention behind these bots is something way worse, because I want you to ask yourself one simple question. Why does Fortnite have bots? I mean, seriously, it's a game that on its worst day still boasts a player count in the millions, so why does it need bots for matchmaking anyway? It wouldn't take long to get a lobby full of 100 people, and the bots don't leave when people connect. They actually stay around. They don't even move in the lobby. They just stay there. A little menacingly, but why are they here? Control and perception. Oh, yo, I got a natural 20. No, not that one. These bots are a manipulation, plain and simple, and they're happening on 3 fronts. 1, they're used for instant gratification. By filling your lobbies with bots, the game gives you easier fights and even the occasional win. And while it's definitely easy for some of us to realize, oh yeah, these are clearly bots, there are plenty of people who don't realize these aren't players. There's no bot tag, their name doesn't say they are, and there's nothing in game that says you are ever going to play against a robot, so they're hoping you just kind of don't know. And at worst case, you don't ask questions. Either way, it's still a win, right? 2, no matter what the game is, these bots are almost always decked out in skins. But why? These bots are walking advertisements. There's literally no reason they shouldn't just be default skins outside of the fact that they would be easier to spot and, oh shit, maybe I do want that Deadpool skin after all. It's subtle, it's clever, and yeah, it's incredibly manipulative. And 3, by including these bots in the player count of the lobby, they're reducing competition to make you feel more successful. More bots mean less players, and less players mean it is statistically easier for you to win. Which, in a game like Fortnite, where there is only ever one team winning in a lobby at a time, they've effectively found a way to spread out more wins amongst the same amount of players, hoping you stick around because you got that victory royale or just got even closer to it. Now, it is worth noting that Fortnite and some of these games don't really use these bots unless it's a lower skill player. And I think that's why a lot of us don't really think about it that much. The bot lobby is basically the kiddie pool of skill-based matchmaking, but it's those 4 words that are why I'm so concerned about this. Because we're not in a skill-based matchmaking era, we're in a retention-based one. Now, skill-based matchmaking is basically the idea of pairing up players at the same skill level so nobody gets stomped on, everyone's in a fair playing environment, and ideally, no one's having a bad time. I mean, if you've been a part of the COD community or any competitive game at all, you know it's kind of a controversial feature because, well, not everybody wants to be sweating their ass off all the time. But retention-based matchmaking is taking this a step even farther. With this, the game is no longer focused on fairness or creating balanced matches, but maximizing your engagement as much as humanly possible. We know this because Activision themselves has released a 25-page research paper on exactly this. They look at all aspects of your performance, how many wins you get, how many deaths you have, when you rage quit a game, what makes you keep playing, what makes you log off, and then try to cater the experience you have to keep you playing longer and longer and longer. In the same way that YouTube, TikTok, and every other social media platform is using algorithms to try to keep you engaged as much as possible, yeah, games are trying to do this too now. And while Game Company wants to make game more enjoyable isn't exactly a groundbreaking revelation in itself. It's the lengths in technology at which they are using to do that are just concerning. Because imagine, just for a second, entirely hypothetically, you had bots that can not only compete with players, adapt their skill level, disguise themselves as players, have new technologies like ChatGPT, which can not only type instantly in chat, but you know, hey, ChatGPT, nice talking to you. I was just wondering if a game like Call of Duty and using bots could take it a step further and actually use your voice as if it was a person. Could you do that?
Yeah, a game could definitely use AI to create bots that respond dynamically with voice.
Now, would including bots that are acting like players but are not denoted as players in any single way be like ethically wrong and have some concerns?
Yes, it could raise ethical concerns. Players expect to interact with other humans in multiplayer games, so undisclosed bots could feel deceptive. It might impact the sense of community and trust in the game. Transparency about the presence of bots would be crucial to maintain ethical standards and player trust.
Oh, well, I'm glad they're doing that. Look, you guys can take my job, whatever, I don't care. You come from my games? Oh, we're gonna have a problem. Unmarked bots have no place in games. It undermines the spirit of the whole damn thing. Everything in multiplayer games works because it happens in a space where other people can do it too. Every win, every teabag, every unlock, every loss, these things aren't just pieces of data a player does. Every single action was a connection, however small, to another human being. When we play online games, there's an element of shared experience, a unique feeling that only multiplayer games can provide. They are our third space, a place to find community, a place to find friendship, a place to find meaning. So why are you trying to spit on that by putting fake people in it? Even the most degenerate lone wolf Valorant player still feels a rush when he ranks up because he's triumphing over others. We play online games to play with each other, and it's a fundamental mistake these algorithms and systems make. I could play a game with 1 million Fortnite bots and have 1 million different games, but none of them are gonna dance with me when we accidentally land on the top of the same roof at the beginning of a game. This isn't something you can replicate. Trust me, I tried. No, don't you, no. Oh, you're just a stupid bot. Human connections aren't something you can track, and only going after retention above everything else is a great way to get rid of them entirely. In the same way that a machine learning bot with the only goal of winning loses all trace of human play, when you hyper-focus your matchmaking like this to the point where you're putting fake players into the game, you're losing the entire plot and also jeopardizing your whole thing. When players start asking themselves, is that a bot? The magic is just gone. Modern multiplayer gaming is one of the most insane and impressive things humanity has ever made. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what time it is, and no matter what game we are playing, we can all connect, play the same game in the same virtual space at the same time with maybe a few milliseconds of feedback, and that's fucking crazy when for most of human history, this is how we fucking communicated. When we live in a time where more and more third spaces are evaporating before our eyes, video games are the final bastion. They're the place where I've met some of my best friends in the entire world and have shaped me immensely because of that, and the idea that all of that could just be taken away because, oh, we want more retention isn't just insane, it should be something we're pushing back against. I mean, funnily enough, I think a lot of us have started moving away without realizing it. There's been this incredible rise of co-op games over the last few years, and that's not a coincidence. Look at the communities popping up for games like Helldivers, Space Marines, more recently web fishing, which is, oh my god, just vibes. I could count to hundreds of co-op games that have started popping up more and more over the years because, well, the gamers just want to be homies. I really have no interest in playing against fake people, especially when this technology could, you know, be used to make single player games better. Todd, come on, put this in an NPC in Skyrim. Do it, buddy. I dare you. But anyway, I'd love to know your guys' take on unmarked bots. Sorry for the sporadic uploads. Yeah, it wasn't a bit. I'm going through it a little bit as I'm recording this November 4th. It's my birthday. Trying to keep my head up and just taking it one day at a time. And this channel gives me a lot. So thank you guys. It means a lot. Hit the subscribe button. Yeah, and see you in the next one. Bye.